Yeah. I can't believe I cut the other stream when I could have just finished it. The trial. I guess we're just gonna have to continue. Because I'm not cutting stream after 25 minutes. That's just a bit short. Showdown time. Oh, back to this case. I love this case so much, it's so good. Hello to anyone who just joined, feel free to say hello. It's only a game of poker. A game I've played for a long time. Okay, no mind. They left. I feel like every time I say hello to the people that join, they leave. Maybe I need to stop doing that. Like, unless they actually say hello to me first. I might be scaring them off. Well, it seems I found the partner I've been looking for all along. Over a game of cards? Why, yes, over a game of cards. That was how we first met. 7 years ago. Seven years earlier, Phoenix Wright's final trial. Now we're Phoenix. Phew, okay. It's been a long time since I felt like such a rookie. Got to try and relax. Ah, good morning, Mr. Enigma. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. Oh, I don't know what voice to do for him. I'm sorry to have. Should he have an accent? I'm sorry to. I just can't think of a voice for him. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. No. What should his voice sound like? Oh lord. I think I did it in the first trial, but I can't remember what I did for him. Let's see. I can't, like, from the way he looks. Let's just work with it for now, and then I'll see how it goes. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure I'm prepared. I understand. I'm also the impossible view. No, that's not his voice. I understand. No. I understand. I'm asking you. No, that's a bit... I don't know what that was. I understand. I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Actually, it wasn't. Trust me.
Ooh, morning, Daddy.
Ah, I'm so glad you came.
You okay, Daddy? They're picking on you.
Ha ha ha! I'm fine as always. This old boy is here to help me after all. That's young man to you.
Good morning.
Oh shit, good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on.
Thanks. My first show's today, after all.
Oh, I'm sure it is. What the heck is she talking about?
Oh boy.
Huh? Me? Look what he started.
Here.
What's this?
I don't know. I just got it over there in hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important.
What's this? A memo for you or some such? Not from the looks of it. What is this? It looks like a page from someone's diary. I'll give it a read later. Well, how do you feel about the trial today? We'll get through it somehow. Incidentally, the prosecutor today is a new guy, I hear. Ah, an easy win then, yes. They're calling him a true thoroughbred in the history of the prosecutor's office. Of course, there's one of those every year. You're switching of attorneys just before the trial. I know it is a difficult situation I put you in. But allow me to say one thing, Mr. Wright. Yes, they will not be able to pronounce me guilty today. So do your best, but do not worry. First time a defendant's ever given me a pep speech. I'll do what I can. Ha 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 ha! I see you do not understand. You see, it will be impossible for them to declare a verdict. Impossible? Yes! Isn't that right, Trucy?
Yep, you bet, Daddy.
My first look at the case was only yesterday, and information I was given was a tad bit lacking, to be honest. Still, I'll do what I can for their sake. I believe the curtains will be lifting any time now. I am in your capable hands, Mr. Wright. My client is Shady Enigma. Known to the world as Zach Gramarye, a wildly popular magician, star of Troupe Gramarye. His mentor, Magnifi Gramarye, was a rare breed of magician. He single-handedly ushered in a golden age of stage magic until he was shot dead, and Zach Gramarye is the suspect. I'm trying to do like almost a Spanish sort of accent, but I'm not doing it very well. I apologise, but I can only do what my voice allows. Because he kind of looks Spanish to me, I don't know why. Court is now in session for the trial of Shady Enigma. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Is the prosecution ready? I was just thinking, is this what all the fuss is about? Bit of buzzkill, really. Buzzkill? Is it some sort of new crime? One of the worst. This trials, yeah? Where are the sweaty palms, the pounding hearts? Gavin's concert got 10 times the thrill this gig's got. Who were you again? Javier Gavin. I came to get the party started legally, yeah? Gavin? The folks that only get Christoph Gavins. Ah, figures my bro is more famous in this part of town. Javier Gavin, lead singer for the mega hit band The Gaviners. You're out of your league, rock boy. I know what you're thinking, you're out of your league, rock boy. True, my debut single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love, went platinum overnight. But that's just a hobby to me compared to this, yeah? Talkative, aren't you? I like your effective Euro-rock accent, by the way. Euro-rock accent? I don't think I'm talking in a Euro-rock accent, but okay. I'm just getting warmed up, her attorney, right? Perhaps you can be so kind as to fill us in on the case. Act on, baby. Time to call on the opening act. What was his name again? Ah, yes, Detective Gumshoe. Hit it. Gumshoe's back. I forgot he was in this game. And you are? Hey, you're the one who called me up here, sir. Name's Gumshoe. I'm a homicide detective down at the precinct. He looks weird. Why does he look like that? Detective Gumshoe, long time no see. Hey, you! Huh? Me? Why does he look like that? What? Why is his face like that? Is it just me who's seen this? Like, the shading on his face and the way it's drawn is really weird. I'm not impressed. It looks so different. I'm so confused. I don't know what I'm witnessing right now. It's kind of off-putting. I don't know why. I genuinely do not know why I don't like it, but I don't like it. Anyway. Today's the day, pal. Today I win, you lose. I got confidence in my testimony today, see? What, you normally lack confidence in your testimony? Hey, detective, this is my stage, Henny antics. Huh? All this hey youing and such, and I could care less about your history together. Ugh. Very well, Detective Gumshoe, if you would. Please tell us about the case at hand. Happened 6 days back in the room at General Hospital. The facts are as simple as they come. Here's the crime scene. The victim was a patient asleep in a hospital bed. The killer comes in, put a pistol to his forehead, and bam! Lights out. Them's the facts. Not so long ago, the victim, Magnifi Gramarye, was a famous man. He had the entire country under his magical spell, as it were. Ah, yes, the Grand Magician. He's retired years ago, though. Say the name Magnifi to one of my generation, and you'd be lucky to get a blank stare. Yes, though I'm sure the youngsters today know his disciples even better. I dare say Troupe Gramarye has made quite a name for themselves. Anyhow, the retired Magnifi's been in the hospital for the last year. What was it? A mole ignorant tutor or something? Doing something to his liver, I think, yeah. A malignant tumor, perhaps? In other words, he had liver cancer. He had only 3 months left to live, in fact. Left to live. I pronounced that so badly, left to live. The facts do seem simple enough. But something's not right. The victim was already climbing a 3-month stairway to heaven. Why not wait for him to knock, knock, knock on heaven's door? Why shoot him? I wouldn't have put it quite so lyrically, but it's true. Why make the effort to commit murder when the victim was about to die? Incidentally, the victim had a serious case of diabetes. Diabetes? In fact, he was about to shoot up with insulin. When he was shot with a pistol, the syringe was found at the crime scene. Chronic diabetes and cancer. As much as it pains me to say it, the victim was clearly at the end of his life. I believe the question before us is clear. Then, why did the killer have to shoot this dying man? What reason could he have had? Very well, detective. Perhaps you can enlighten us as to the circumstances of the shooting. Yes, sir. I'm trying to remember Gumshoe's voice, because I used to do Gumshoe's voice a lot when I was playing the other games. Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do him in. A few days before it happened, the victim sent a letter ordering his own murder. The defendant did what asked of him and shot the old man in the forehead. The bullet was fired from the pistol found at the scene, no doubt about it. And the pistol definitely belonged to the old man, sir. This is not the voice I used to do for Gumshoe, but oh well, I don't remember what it was. What? You're saying the victim ordered his own shooting? Those are the facts. I have here the letter in question. Magnavy's letter added to the court record. Very unusual indeed. Although, could such a thing as a letter really cause one to pull a trigger, I wonder? I believe the answer to that question can be found at the end of the letter. You cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. Detective Gumshoe, can you explain this to the court? Unfortunately, even the defendant won't say a peep about that bit, sir. One thing bothers me about this. Why didn't he just say 11? Why have him come at 11:05 without some specific reason? The devil is in the details, Herr Attorney. Well, what was the reason? As it turns out, there was, every night for a half hour starting at 11 o'clock. The victim, Magnifi Gramarye, was given an IV. An IV? There it is in the picture off to the side of the bed. At 11, the doctor would come and set up an IV. 30 minutes later, he would come back for the empty bag. This happened every night without fail. So that was the only time they could meet without the chance of an untimely interruption during his IV. Very well, shall we begin? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you would. What's his reason he couldn't refuse, I wonder? He could have at least mentioned it to me. Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do him in. A few days before it happened, the victim sent a letter ordering his own murder. I think I'm definitely not nailing, but getting the hang of his voice. Let me read it, because I didn't even read it. To my beloved student Zach, to you I entrust the task of lowering my life's curtain. Come on the 13th. Already a gun with which you will shoot one shot square in the forehead. You cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. Okay. We know the reason why. I always hated getting shots. I guess McAfee was giving himself the insulin shots. There's no way I could do that. Ugh. Wait, what if McAfee used this to inject his insulin? Why are there no traces of it being used? Something to keep in mind. No traces of it being used. McAfee's chart of his tumour. Malignant tumor. He's got tuna swimming around inside of his liver. Malignant tumour in liver has progressed to final stage with no hope of recovery. Patient has 3 months to live. Patient has chronic diabetes. It requires a regular insulin. Damn, a bit matter of fact about that, aren't they? It seems fate's clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. To all those who have supported me in my life's work, I give thanks. Farewell. Okay. I'm just gonna press everything for now because I'm not really sure. Just because he got the letter doesn't mean he went through with it. Oh, I disagree. The victim was indeed shot in the forehead after all, just as he had commanded. It could be a setup. But let's not be in such a hurry. Maybe you should let the witness talk for a change.
Thanks, pal.
Fine, I can play it slow and... Fine, I can... Oh, I forgot his voice! Fuck! Fine, I can play it slow as well as I can play it fast. On with the testimony, Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, we pressed Gumshoe and he didn't even speak. And this letter was sent by the victim.
There it is, gotcha. You're all mine this time, pal.
Huh?
I had the handwriting checked out, of course. It's the victim's, no mistake.
Oh, I see.
Ha 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 ha! Score 1 for the boys.
I didn't lose, I was just ascertaining the facts. So why am I so annoyed?
But or that's ordering your own death. Things aren't what they used to be, I guess.
I'm not sure this is exactly commonplace even now, Your Honour.
So anyway, guess I'll keep going while I'm ahead. The defendant did what was asked of him and shot the old man in the forehead.
Hold it! How can you be so sure?
Hey, you gotta learn to stop relying on people to do your thinking for you, pal. Learn to think for yourself. Get that noggin cranking.
You fail to grasp the concept of questioning, Detective.
First we got this letter. It says shoot in the forehead, loud and clear.
I can see that, but I still wouldn't do it.
Well, maybe you need to grow yourself a backbone, pal.
You fail to grasp the concept of shooting people is bad, Detective.
We also found the defendant's pistol at the scene.
Traces of gunpowder residue shows that it has been fired recently.
Well, Mr. Wright, as far as I can tell from looking at this photo, there seems to be no issue with the prosecution claim.
The photo, maybe there's something in there I can use. I just noticed the clown has... So they're saying the defendant shot the victim in the forehead. I think there's a hole in the prosecution's argument. Clearly Mr. Enigma shot something else. Looking at this photo, another possibility occurs to me.
Yes?
What does the letter tell us? What the defendant had a reason he couldn't refuse his teacher's wishes.
Bingo, pal. That's why the defendant popped him in the forehead. Popped him on in the forehead.
Oh, the defense disagrees. You see, the defendant had another choice he could make. Objection! What the hell? What, and you can prove this with this photo? Yes, I can prove he had a choice, yes.
The defendant might have fired like he was ordered, but he didn't shoot the victim's forehead. Well, let's hear what you're thinking, Mr. Wright. If he didn't shoot the victim's forehead, what did the defendant shoot?
They're acting like they can't see this fucking massive bullet hole in this big-ass clown doll.
The clown doll?
Take a closer look, see? It's been shot in the forehead too.
Ah, there's a hole in its forehead.
Yes, and a hole in the prosecution's claim.
Objection!
Objection! Ha! And I suppose you have a reason as to why he'd shoot the clown doll? He didn't just shoot the doll, he shot the doll's forehead. His forehead? Ah! Let's read the orders once more, shall we? You will shoot one shot square in the forehead, which is exactly what he did. He shot the clown doll square in the forehead.
The defense has raised an intriguing possibility. That hole in the clown's forehead, it definitely looks like it was shot. Bailiff, send someone to investigate this matter.
I admit, I'm impressed, but I expected nothing less. Still, this doesn't mean he didn't shoot the victim. Perhaps he did have to shoot a forehead as ordered, but the letter says nothing about whose forehead. This was the only way he could have followed the orders without taking a life.
The bullet hole in the clown's doll forehead does demand an explanation. It might very well be a clue, yet prosecution Gavin is right. It alone does not prove the defendant innocent. You cannot say for sure the defendant...
Oh, my voice is cracking up, guys! Woo!
You cannot say for sure the defendant didn't shoot the victim.
So sorry, Mr. Wright. How sad it is to see the mighty fall. How sad it is to see the novice's overconfidence. He doesn't realise just how big this little hole is going to get. Oh my god.
Detective Gumshoe, Please take this newfound fact into account as you continue the testimony.
So what if he shot the clown? He still shot the victim, pal. Hold it. So let me get this straight. You're saying my client fired what? Oh my god. Not me making up words that aren't even there. You're saying my client first shot the clown, then shot the victim?
Hey, not a bad summary, pal.
More of a confirmation of a summary, but whatever. That was really more of a confirmation than a summary. But our defense attorney seems pleased enough with himself. Do these people ever miss a chance to mock me? Well now, that Mr. Rice got that out of his system. Shall we continue with the testimony? I didn't have time to gather all the details before coming in here. His testimony might be only source of information. Better pay attention. And read this letter carefully. I entrust the task of blurring my life's curtain. Come on the 13th. Already a gun with which you'll shoot one shot square in the forehead. It's such a weirdly written... The bullet was fired from the pistol found at the scene, no doubt about it. I don't even have the gun in evidence. You mean this pistol, the one in the crime scene photo? That I don't even have in my evidence?
That's the one. It's a funny looking gun, so there's no mistaking it.
We compared the bullet taken from the victim's skull, a bullet fired from the gun. The rifling marks on the bullets were a perfect match. So, you verified the murder weapon, in other words?
You bet we did. And the pistol definitely belongs to the old man, sir.
So what if he shot the victim? Okay. Why are you so certain?
What pile of sand has been in your head since... Oh my god. What pile of sand has your head been stuck in all this time, pal? You never heard of the Zack and Valance quick draw shooting?
Huh? What's that?
One of the defendant's specialties. Zack and Valance stand on either side of the girl, and then they shoot. The bullets don't hit her. Instead, they hit everything else on stage. This is one of the pistols they use in their show. Got a great design, huh? The kids love it.
Many boys and girls join their police because of that pistol, I hear. You know, that would explain a lot about the police force.
True grammar, he stopped doing that act a while ago. The old man held on to that pistol ever since. The court would like to see the pistol in question.
Same.
You got it, sir. Here she is. Well, it truly is a blast from the past. It's a safe pistol from magic shows, see? But it can fire real bullets. It looks so much bigger in real life than on TV.
Yeah, but it can only hold one round. By the way, the pistol's firing chamber is empty, and it shows traces haven't been fired just recently. So were any fingerprints found on the gun? Unfortunately, no. Of course, the defendant is known for wearing gloves. Look, I'm not being funny. The circumstances on which he was arrested is a bit bizarre, but anyway. We might say that a lack of fingerprints is in fact a fingerprint of its own.
Aha! Intriguing point. Well made.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not well made. Not intriguing.
In any case, the court accepts this evidence. My grandchild would get kicked out of seeing this. But now's the time to return to the testimony.
Objection!
That's what I wanted to present, because he only shot it once. The trickiest cases often seem the simplest. Prosecutor Gavin, you missed the bullet hole in the clown's forehead. If you hadn't missed that, you might have come to a very different conclusion. Understand?
Yeah, but like I just said, pal, after he shot the clown in the forehead, he went and...
Objection!
Yeah, this one's elementary. Elementary, dear. There's nothing of the sort to the victim. The pistol proves he could not.
The murder weapon, how?
It's quite simple, Your Honour. The pistol only holds one bullet at a time.
Ah.
If he had shot the clown in the forehead, he couldn't have shot the victim too.
Yeah!
That's not a contradiction, not even close. All he has to do is reload the pistol after the first shot.
Objection!
Oh, where did he get the extra bullet? They're not easy to come by, you know. If he claims the defendant had one ready, then prove to us how he got it. Ugh. I had a feeling this wasn't over yet. No, the party's just getting started. And I haven't proven anything yet beyond my good looks and startling record sales. And utter lack of humility.
And what's this? It seems the prosecution has another witness prepared.
Like I said, head detective, it was just a warm-up act. Ugh. Now that the audience has gotten a taste of what's to come, they're ready. Ready for what? For my decisive witness, of course. The witness who you find can prove one thing for us. That it was Zach Gramery who shot the victim in the forehead.
Very well. We will pause for a 15-minute recess.
This might be my lucky break. I'll need that 15 minutes to talk to my client, Zach.
Court is adjourned.
To be continued. We're still going to continue because I've only been streaming for 50 minutes. It's been doing a lot of to be continued. That are disproportionate to how long the episodes normally are. Oh. Normally, like, I don't have to, like, normally, like, every time it says to be continued, I've been playing for, like, at least an hour and a half. But I guess we'll just keep going for another, until the next to be continued, or until my voice gives out. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say, I expected nothing less. We've only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually. I did not think you would believe me if I told you. Better that you had discovered the truth for yourself. I was thinking of you, you know. I think we need less thinking and more talking. That night in the hospital, what really happened? Nah, the way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You'll scare Trucy. Speaking of which, where is she? You have seen the problem yourself, the letter. The one shot in the forehead. One, right? Yes, and the reason he speaks of. I could not deny my mentor's wishes, even if it meant my own death. Why not? It's something I will not say for now, at least. What's this for now business? I have done many things in my life, some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone to our graves. We? You wanted to know about the night of the incident? Finally, this guy sure likes to take his time getting to the point and stuff. Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at an appointed time. And found there upon the bedside table 2 pistols. 2? Yes, the one I had used on stage, and the one that had been used by my partner Valen. Oh, for the Zack and oh my god. Oh, for the Zack and Valen quick draw thing. My manner had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took to the pistol inside my hand. I cannot deny that my resolve faltered then for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So, there were other requests you couldn't refuse before? To be honest, I've not always been steadfast, and I fear I've been brought pain upon Trucy. Was Magnifi coercing his disciple somehow? Just what was going on in the troop granary? Yet, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown. I took the pistol I'd fired and placed it in my pocket. In your pocket? I believe if you examine the bullet in the clown's head, you'll find it to be different than the one in my mentor. What were those called? Rifling marks? Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there's nothing else you want to tell me? Ha ha ha! You are a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks. Yes, there is something. My mentor, his eyes opened. What? Magnific Grammary? The old devil, he was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway. And there we had our last discussion as mentor and a pupil. It was not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did you talk about? Haha, Mr. Wright, did I not just tell you? It does not concern this case. Zach Grammary, he seems pretty steadfast to me, or maybe just stubborn.
Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom.
Once again, I'm in your hands. Right, let's get back in there. Well, once again, I'm in your hands. It's, yeah.
Court is now back in session.
During our recess, a bullet was found and dug out from the clown's head.
Well, this is news.
How the hell did they miss the bullet in the clown's head? I'm not being funny. Like, anyway. It's so big in the picture, like, oh my god.
Well, this is news on the rifling marks.
There wasn't time to do a detailed analysis. Though they did find the weapon type matches the murder weapon. The weapon type matches the murder weapon, okay. I've got a message home.
Well, that's not very conclusive, is it?
Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness. You decisive witness? How many times have I heard those words? Though they often turn out to be far less decisive than you think. Oh, don't you worry on my account. I'm quite confident the witness will do the job. After all, he's intimately acquainted with the players in our little production, being the other half of the troupe Gramarye's famous duo, Zack and Valen. Valen Gramarye? So, we get to meet the other great McAfee's other disciple. You ain't got a moustache. Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation. What was his voice?
Valen Gramarye, magician. And you're the decisive witness, are you? You have proved your fellow student your partner's guilt.
Fate, a grand delusion filled with traps and tricks. Wait, the shooting took place in that hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that late?
If one to deduce this logically, the conclusion is yes.
Okay. I always get the characters, don't I? I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received this.
That looks very familiar.
Wait. That's the same letter Zack Gramarye received.
Yes, or perhaps I should say, ta-da! Order, order, order! And what does it say? Surely not the same thing.
Perhaps you should see for yourself. Is it different in any way? Oh, it's a different time.
The court accepts this evidence. This is most unusual. Exactly what is going on with you folks? What exactly was your troupe Gramarye up to?
By which you mean?
I'm just having a little trouble envisioning a man who would ask his students to kill him. Both of them, no less.
It's just my opinion here, Judge. From these letters, I'd say he was coercing them, not asking them. We walked it. Oh my god, what was his voice again? We walked the magician's path together, and in so doing shared much of our lives. When people are so close, there is a strain, a warping of relations, you might say. Yet it has nothing to do with the case at hand. By which you mean you're not going to tell us. Which makes me wonder even more about the reason they couldn't refuse. They always say it's got nothing to do with the case, but it absolutely does.
Well, let's get on the testimony for starters.
Oh, someone followed me. Thank you for following me. I now have 69 followers.
Nice.
Anyway.
The defendant Zack Gramarye stands accused. Tell us why.
Oh, I'll do more than that. But where he walks, the red rose rise singing hymns to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating. Though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just as clearly point to you as a suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene.
In fact, the only difference seems to be the designation time.
Ha 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 ha! As every magician knows, timing is everything. Yes, and now it's just time to get this party fired up. That night, I visited the hospital room at the time McAfee requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet a deal was a deal is still a deal, that sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police.
So you were the one who reported the crime?
Indeed, I would think This fact alone would clear my name of suspicion. Let's not jump to any conclusions.
Yes, the cross-examination generally comes to formal conclusions in this court. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant, Zach Gramarye, is guilty.
And if it wasn't Zach Gramarye, then the killer was you, Valent. And no disappearance act will get you out of that. Okay. At the time he requested, which, according to the letter, was 11:20 p.m.
Indeed. In magic, timing is everything.
Right.
Consider the illusion of teleportation. If I were to appear on stage before my stunt double has left, how'd that look? Why, you've revealed the very secret of my magic.
Now that you've revealed the very secrets of your magic for all of us, let's move on. No, literally. You went at the designated time, and what did you see?
The smell of gunpowder hung on the room, and my mentor had been taking his final.
So, you weren't worried for your own safety at all? I mean, you smelled gunpowder, yes. What if the shooter was still nearby?
I did not consider this, to be honest. It is forbidden for a magician to have a good imagination.
Really? Isn't magic all about illusions and imagination? How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid.
Now you are the one imagining. It is forbidden for a lawyer to have a good imagination. The witness will refrain from pausing so suspiciously before responding. My forbidden imagination is starting to imagine things.
You're not a lawyer. He didn't even deny it. I did not imagine my fellow student might receive the instructions. Which brings us back to this reason neither of you could have refused.
So it does, and my partner, he did not refuse.
But Magnifi wrote the same thing to you. Why could you refuse if Zach couldn't?
Because I have a will of steel, of course. I also do this trick where I bend steel bars, so perhaps steel isn't all that strong.
So, which is it?
Mind if I continue?
What? He just dodged the question. Yeah, a deal with the dead is still a deal, so I shot the clown. So you see the body and you're like, on the clown. There were 2 bullet holes at the scene, one in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying the one who shot the clown was you?
No doubt my partner Zach had said much the same thing.
Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed murder. I better dig around here and find out a bit more, and see what I turn up. Mr. Valent, let me ask you about something else concerning the crime scene, namely... the location of the pistol, the number of pistols... number of pistols. How many pistols were there when you entered the room?
By which you mean what, precisely?
2 pistols were used in the Zach and Valent quick-draw shooting, correct? 1 for each of you.
You are well informed, yet. Only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night.
What did Zach tell me back in the lobby?
Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at an appointed time, and found there upon his bedside table 2 pistols. I took the pistol I had fired and placed it in my pocket. I see no problem with that statement. Only 1 pistol is visible in the photograph on the crime scene, after all.
So you picked up that pistol and fired it?
Indeed I did. Alakazam. Alakazing. Alakaboom! Is the number of pistols really so important?
It's very important. The number of pistols is quite important, Your Honour.
Very well. Add it to the testimony. What can I do but obey?
Only 1 pistol was in the hospital room that night. With it, I shot the clown.
Objection!
According to the defendant, Zach Gramarye, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on that table.
2?
One of those pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead. Then he left with it in his pocket. Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume our defendant had some brains in his head. Well, what about what Mr. Valent has told us? You see, there's something about his testimony that doesn't make sense.
What might that be? I told you I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown.
That's your story, at least. But the rifling marks tell a very different story, Mr. Valent. Recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. We compare the bullet taken from the victim's skull with a bullet fired from his gun. This is the first time the flashback I actually needed it because I don't remember this part, even though it was literally a little while ago. The rifling marks and the bullets were a perfect match. Ah. Mr. Valent, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead.
Order! 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 Well, this is all rather sudden.
Objection! What have I done?
Prosecutor Gavin,
I owe this court an apology. Sorry. Sorry for what? You see, I was unaware that 2 of these unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifling marks only proved the type of gun that fired them. But that's not what you told us before. You said you'd verified the murder weapon. Which is why I'm apologizing to you now, quite sincerely, I might add. Would you hold me accountable for a mistake made in my youth? That was just this morning. I'm still young. And I might add, it wasn't really my fault. If the defendant had only admitted he took 1 pistol from the scene of the crime, we would not be having this pleasant discussion now.
Valent Gramarye? Yes, Your Honour. You were presented to this court as a decisive witness, but you've proven to be more divisive than decisive.
Objection!
Objection! You'll see in time. The testimony so far has merely been a review of the facts. The proof comes next.
Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin?
When Mr. Valent entered the hospital room, the victim had already been shot, as his next testimony will prove. Herr Wright, the real fight is about to begin. Bring it.
Very well, the witness will now testify to the court. Help us determine who shot what.
Can we just stop shooting things? How about that?
I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say, 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then I called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10. And the one in the room at that time was my partner, not me. Those times are rather close, you have to admit. You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. To use the 10-minute discrepancy as the basis of your alibi.
It's easy to explain in this situation here, Judge. For example, take our debut hit single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Cue to the song, press the play button, and it'll play for 2 minutes 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same. Their debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long. What a rip-off. Magic is a world of utmost precision. Hocus pocus requires admirable focus. And in the time of death, determined by the doctor, there is an incontrovertible truth.
Very well. Prosecution warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times. And we can expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision.
I would hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad, sweeping accusations. Lest we blur the focus this case so clearly demands.
Point taken. Baseless remarks will result in a penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright.
Carry on, Wright. I arrived in hospital. We already heard that after discovering the body and fulfilled my obligation and according to the doctor. You walk in on the murder, and the first thing you do is shoot the clown.
The disciple does what the disciple must.
My mentor's request, without reason, had caused for me a surfeit of sorrow. But for what would I, Valent, be now without him? May the soul of Magnusy the Great find greater peace above. This I muttered to myself as I pulled that lonely trigger. In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we have already learned. I'm still waiting for one of those right moments, Herr Attorney.
May I remind you that baseless remarks will earn penalties. Proceed with that in mind.
Yes, Your Honour. What a pain this is turning out to be. don't think I'm stepping out on a limb here to say I have some doubts about this. How could a doctor be so precise with the time?
We do usually only get an estimated time of death, true. I'm not sure I've heard of a verified time of death.
Magic revels in making the complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite. What appears complex in this case is a simple matter of subtraction.
I see another person has done their arithmetic homework.
The point here is the IV the victim was taking. It's quite visible in the photograph of the scene. Recall what we heard earlier about the victim Magnifi Gramarye's schedule. Every night at 11, Magnifi took an IV drip for 30 minutes.
I can see the IV bag right there, yes.
Now, take a little look closer. Follow the tube down from the bag to the end.
Ah, the needle's been removed.
Doubtlessly, it fell out when he was shot.
That would seem to be the case. When the needle came...
Oh shit. When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips. Ah, you could just measure the remaining IV liquid. Precisely. The IV liquid functions for all purposes as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. From the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after administration began. And so it was, when I finally entered that room. 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed. My voice is getting a bit sore. I think because I was singing earlier today, so now my voice is not holding up. See how long I can last. 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed, and this is the proof.
Well, Mr. Wright.
Did that seem important? I guess. Well, seeing how it was the biggest clue we've have to the time of death, I say it's very important.
Agreed. It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. Behold the power of arithmetic. Very well. The witness will add it to his testimony.
Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. The water of life springs. Icy Unknown Ranger, it's so good to see you again. Hello, how are you doing? My voice is a bit hoarse today, I'm sorry about that. I think it's because I was singing earlier, I was just saying earlier. Yeah, I was singing earlier and my voice at the moment is a bit dry. Tired of it, well, okay. That's as well as you can be, to be honest, that's good enough. How come you're tired? Long day? My day was kind of long, to be honest. Did a lot of walking around at work, so yeah, a bit tuckered out. And then I started singing when I got home, so now my voice is tired. The water of life springs not eternal, the remaining IV... I keep mispronouncing things today. Liquid proves my innocence. But he didn't use the thing. Yep, got up at 3 a.m? 3 a.m? Damn! I ain't got no right to complain then, never mind. 3 a.m? That's crazy. Damn. You're a trooper to be getting up at that time. Got up at 12:30. Okay. Wow, you work really early then. Wow. And I bet that's still knackering though. Like your schedule, like your sleep schedule. You must sleep at an interesting time, like maybe throughout the afternoon. I'm not sure. I think the contradiction is the syringe. Okay, I was wrong. It's not the syringe. Never mind. Ignore that. Stop. I don't want. No.
It does. I don't see anything contradictory.
I know. Please. Huh? Really? No.
Objection overruled.
Oh, it's 4:41 for you where you are. Okay. I'm in the UK, so it's currently 9:41 p.m. So it's like in the evening. Sorry, I don't know why I just assumed that we're in the same time zone. I tend to do that.
Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright.
Whoops, that didn't go so well. But yeah, I hope you've been well. It's good to hear that you're doing okay. It's the natural assumption. Yeah. Thank you. I feel validated. I'm trying to figure out what the contradiction here is. 30 minutes required to administer full IV from the amount of remaining IV stock 10 minutes after administration began. I thought the contradiction was that he didn't use the syringe. Oh, he didn't use the insulin shot. Okay, I'm getting confused with the IV and insulin. Okay, never mind. Never mind. But I'm just chilling and playing Hunt the Call of the Wild right now. Hunt the Call of the Wild? What is that? I've not heard of that. It sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna look it up. What is that on console or is it on PC? It's basically a hunting sim. Oh, okay. Oh, I've just looked it up. I recognise the picture. I recognise like the logo or whatever. Not the logo. You know. The I don't know what to call it. The picture on the front of the box. I've seen like it on like the App Store, on the PlayStation Store. I've seen it. That's interesting. Are you into hunting then? Should I just press this statement? Maybe I'll just do that. Most of the time I sit there trying to present an evidence when I haven't even pressed the statement I need to press. Did you notice the IV yourself by any chance? In real life, not yet, but eventually. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they do that in the UK. I mean, I don't think I'd be interested in it anyway. I mean, I like shooting, but like maybe just like at a target. But yeah. Whatever people enjoy, I guess. Did you notice the IV yourself by any chance?
When first I entered that room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then, his left arm did I spy. I rose, drooping and wilted. It spawned a discarded IV needle.
Venison is good. Oh, okay, venison. It reminds me of a segment in, I don't know if you know the game The Last of Us, but like in there's a segment where he plays Ellie and she has to hunt a deer. So that's the only hunting game experience I have. Oh, and Lara Croft, some of the games she has to hunt some animals, so those are the only sort of things that I've done in regards to that. Nap out of vein from the... Oh my god, I can't read. I heard of it but I haven't played it. Okay. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's a zombie game, Last of Us, so hunting is more hunting than zombies. But it's kind of like hunting though, because like the way the combat is, you kind of like, it's more stealth oriented. You know, try not to alert them, and you can like throw bottles to distract them, or you have to sneak up on them, the zombies. But there's also people, so it can get quite active as well. But yeah, it's a really good series, and an amazing story. Knocked from the vein by the force of the shot, luckily for you. If that IV had not been there, why, you might be a suspect.
Indubitably so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky colour.
Your lucky colour?
Indeed, even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self. For it always without fail brings me luck.
See, it's... Call of the Wild is slow paced but fun. Okay. Well, nice. I hope you're enjoying that while, you know... And thanks for tuning in, you know, and just listening to me chat rubbish while you're playing your game. It's nice to hear.
Why, when Zack and Valent won their first Magician's Grand Prix... Yes, the very one held by the Association of the International Magicians. I was adorned in its attire then too, and our trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day it was.
Ugh, this is one trip down memory lane no one needs.
My lucky colour, yes indeed, and that IV too. I say I think 'twas huge, especially for me, Valent. That does seem to be the case indeed.
Here's the contradiction. The IV was not yellow, it was green. Ha! You son of a gun. Valent sure looks happy with himself. Yeah, he's a clown. give up your day job as a magician and put on a big red nose and a rainbow wig. Right now, I'm about to go on a boar hunt. Okay. I wish you all the luck with hunting down that boar. It certainly sounds like your lucky colours brought you plenty of luck, but not this time. Mr. Valent, your lucky colours betrayed you.
I'm afraid you've lost me.
Your Honour, the witness's testimony is bullshit.
What?
Why are you so shocked, Judge? Calm down.
Please recall my warning at the beginning of the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. I will pound you with my gavel. Baseless accusations will be duly penalised. I do hope this latest accusation is well based.
Don't worry, I've got all the bases right here. I assure you it's quite based.
Very well, let's hear the defence's claim. Where is your evidence that contradicts what Mr. Valent has told us?
The photograph! The fucking photograph, you daft bastard! Sorry, I don't know what came over me just then. The crime scene tells us all, Your Honour.
The photo of the crime scene?
All this talk of colour is me yearning for black and white, clear-cut simplicity. Tell us, Herr Wright, just where is the contradiction in this photo? Are you blind? My pleasure. And I assure you it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything in black and white. Felix felt like a baddie saying that.
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What in this photo contradicts the witness's testimony?
The colour of the ivy. You blind bastards. That's like a... I mean, unless you're colourblind, it might be yellow. Valent Gramarye, let's get one thing straight about your luck of colour. It's yellow, yes. Kinda takes the mist... Oh, I forgot his voice, Jesus.
Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes. Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright?
Yes, there is. Yellow is ugly. I'm joking. Decisively wrong, in fact. It's not blue like my suit. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene.
That's yellow-green. What's this?
Confusion and doubt. Tell us, what do your elderly eyes spy?
Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Valent. Look at that IV bag. Ah.
What is this? What foul mad ick? It would appear hard to call the IV liquid yellow, and I'm afraid no magic was involved in taking off the photograph. Ah! Alakazao! Alakano!
Order! What does this mean?
Objection!
It's some kind of mistake.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Your witness's mistake.
The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose there's no substitute for experience. Phoenix looks so confident and like sure of himself here. It's great. Look, his little hand on his hip. He's like, Valent Gramarye, as you reminded us several times, your lucky colour is yellow, but the IV is clearly not.
Oh, well!
This contradiction can mean only one thing. You're full of shit. And to think, you almost had me. Question mark? I see your true colours now, Ace Attorney Phoenix, right?
Something you'd like to tell us, Gavin? Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, the witness testimony does contradict the evidence.
Ha ha ha. Yes, a contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright. How do you mean? How? Take care to remember that pride comes before a fall. It does. That is ironic considering what happens after this, during this case. How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree at a glance. The IV liquid does appear a sort of greenish yellow, but I assure you the liquid itself is quite yellow.
Yellow liquid? How can you say that?
As far as I can tell
from this photo, it's green.
Yes, but what colour is the IV bag itself? The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook?
It looks like I want to say light blue.
Precisely. Figured it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and you get green. This, incidentally, is the liquid's true colour.
I see. Your explanation does have the ring of truth to it.
Objection!
As I thought, there's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? You may tell a good tale, but you've just proven something rather grave for you, that is. Grave? The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. But how did this witness know that? It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Felix, you didn't have to be so passive-aggressive. You did think about it, didn't you? Damn. I love it. Felix is like, I know what I'm talking about. Your Honour, the defence requested an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow? Alakazam! OMG, I think. I'm not sure. Alakazam. G.
Order! Mr. Wright, you explained it at once. The witness clearly knew the colour of the IV liquid. So I'm sure it means something, but what?
I can think of only one possibility, Your Honour. The witness, Valet Gramarye, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because he knew the colour. From the facts before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before, but not inside the blue bag we see in the photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colourless bag.
I suppose he would have had to, but I'm still not clear as to what it means.
Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at a hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honour. I'm afraid I find nothing, so what if he knew that IV's liquid colour? Leaves are getting excited. Oh my god, I can't read. Leaves are getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans, ja? The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin.
I remember it well.
Yeah, it was literally 10 minutes ago. However, there's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag.
Wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses liquid. I'm right?
As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honour, no. Unlike the sands through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body. At which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in. Let me get it straight here, right? You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow. Now wait, I said wait! How might an amateur such as myself essay to perform such a task? I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup. I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag, quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat?
We've got a point, amateurs. I at least would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into that bag.
You don't need to be an expert to see the look on the witness's face. He added liquid into the IV to throw off the time of death. I tire of these fairy tales lacking evidence.
Well, Mr. Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back down to earth?
Valet Gramarye, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in the life of crime. Might I ask what you're so strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness is certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All we had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was... what was the prop? Was it the syringe? It says it's been washed. Is it because of that? Okay, thank God. Whew!
The victim's syringe.
It's a perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick. And easy enough for an amateur to use. What kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it.
Objection!
And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? What? The victim had a syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Well, Valiant Gramarye, as you pointed out yourself, pouring liquid in an IV bag is hardly rocket science. I know, they're all acting, they're like,
I can't pour liquid in a bag. That's blasphemy. I would never be able to do such a thing as complicated as putting liquid in a different container.
Anyway, I don't know why I used the judge's voice, he didn't really, well, he did actually say that, never mind. As you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you can manipulate at will. Alakazam! Bonk, bonk, bonk.
I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that while there is a doubt as to the amount of IV liquid in the bag, the time of death cannot be proven. And that brings our trial to a close for today.
Well, maybe I can squeeze out an extra day of this. I can do a little much needed investigation work.
I see there are no objections. Court is it.
Gavin's not done. Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. A word to the wise. Underestimate the young and they'll sweep your feet out from under you. In a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking. What's he talking about? You think the witness used a syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid. But there is no proof. There's no proof he didn't do it either. Yes, quite true. Huh? He's admitting it? Nor was this witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This I admit, after all, why linger in the past when the future holds so much?
You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin?
Proof, Head Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less.
What's this?
This is the victim Magnifi Gramarye's diary. Diary? After going into the hospital, Magnifi began writing his memoirs, it seems. Imagine going up against a guy like Phoenix in your first trial. I'd just walk out. Phoenix is amazing. We love Phoenix in this house. The story of his birth, his starting debut, and of meeting his disciples. I mean, Clavier is pretty good too, so he holds his own pretty well. So, like, his muscles popping out of his shirt are making me uncomfortable. Look at what Apollo went through, and Phoenix was on his side. Yeah, that's true. It seems he intended for the last chapter to end quite appropriately with his death. Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request? Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote in his journal that night. Clavier is amazing. He is... I remember you being a fan of Clavier, Ice. Even after Ivy had begun at 11 PM. Let's read it, shall we? Tonight's Ivy is in, maybe the last. I leave the rest to them. The first should come soon. The journal may end here, or it may go on. But not long. That depends on his hand. All that is left to mine is to something. Since I've watched the Let's Play of this game.
This does appear to have been written just before his death.
All that left is the pen, okay. I like that he's kind of helpful. Yeah. Me too.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Yeah, Clavier is underrated, I think. Read that very last part with particular care. And it's a change in formula to not have the prosecutor being a prick. Being a bit of a meanie. In lighter terms, this journal may end here, it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. Of course, by his, he refers to our defendant, Zach Gramarye.
That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor after all.
And his antics are funny, especially everyone else's reaction to them. They are... I agree.
But look at what...
Oh shit, what's his voice? But look at what he said before that. I keep doing the judge's voice when I'm doing Clavier, I don't know why. Its journal may end here, or it may go on. It may go on. Magnifique Gramarye intended to ride again. That is, if Zack Gramarye didn't pull the trigger. I see the defense understands the meaning of this. The victim's diary does not go on, it ends. Because Magnifique's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zack Gramarye. He was my favourite until I met the guy in the next game. Oh, he's talking about Blackwheel. Blackwheel's great too.
Silence!
And then his theme goes pretty hard. I can't remember how it goes, but it was really good. It's very spooky.
Order! Order! Prosecutor Gavin, are you certain that Magnifique Gramarye wrote this?
Yeah, I've played them before, so don't worry about spoiling anything. I've played everything. There is no mistake in his handwriting.
Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Magnifique did intend to continue his diary. Yet, if his diary ended here, which plainly it did,
then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zack Gramarye. Well, how'd you like me now, Hair Right? Still too green for your taste, hmm? Yeah, no, you're good, don't worry. Blackwheel, silence. Yeah, because I think it was us that we were talking about different prosecutors, remember? I think we were talking about Nayuta as well, so yeah, I've played all the games, it's just, like, my memory isn't as good as yours in terms of remembering, like, the specifics of the cases, yeah. And you were saying how much you didn't like him. That was a funny conversation. He's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he'd overlook such an obvious problem with his precious evidence.
Well, Mr. Wright, the witness's testimony what we heard was lacking. But put together with this evidence, it seems quite sufficient for a case.
If the diary is accepted like this, the trial's over. Maybe it's time for me to show them something. Don't show it! Phoenix, don't do it! Don't do it, Phoenix! Don't do it, Phoenix! I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence. Please don't do it, Phoenix, no!
What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary?
We don't, Phoenix, you don't have it. Go back home and no. It's now too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment. Oh no, he's gonna. Oh no.
Very well, please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright.
Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary I've just shown the court. Now that you've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive. Show us evidence that proves that the victim continued writing his diary. Alright, I'd be happy to. The decisive evidence proving that the diary didn't end with this page is... Don't do it, Phoenix! Anyway, now that I'm in my stand waiting for a ball to wander by, how has your replay of this game been? It's been really good, I've enjoyed it. I forgot how much I really like this game. I've had like one or two like off moments about it, mainly because of like the art. Like Gumshoe looked really weird when we were cross-examining him. I don't know why. His sprite looks really weird. His character looks drawn really oddly to me. I don't know why. It might just be me, but it just looked weird. And the animation of the concert, like the faces on the characters looked a bit bizarre, and Clavier looked really orange, but other than that, I've enjoyed it. Okay, no present in this stupid notebook. Okay. First, take a close look at this diary. Don't do it, Phoenix! Note that a page has clearly been ripped out.
Phoenix is a trap. What's this? I hadn't noticed that at all.
That's why we're still here talking about this. As it just so happens, I have it here with what I believe to be the missing page.
Alec, I don't believe it.
Excited to get into Duel's Destinies? I am. I'm super excited to get back into Duel's Destinies because it was my first game. My first Ace Attorney game was Duel's Destinies. I fell in love with the series immediately. Looking at this page, It's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnifique Gramarye. That's the defensive position. I'm also playing a different game on the weekend now. Instead of Ace Attorney, I'm playing Persona 3 Reload. I'm not sure if you know it. But yeah, just to switch it up because my Ace Attorney streams tend to be a bit shorter. And it's more, suitable for me to do them after work. I feel like I have enough energy to do them. I mean, maybe not today because my voice is a bit hoarse, but other than that, yeah. But like, Persona 3 is quite a long game, so I dedicate a bit more time to the streams, which I have more time to on the weekend. So yeah, but yeah, I'm looking really forward. Oh, you've seen a lot of Persona 4? Yeah, I've been playing Persona 3. I've only just done one stream of it, it was mainly just the intro stuff. So if you ever want to join along to that, you wouldn't have missed much. It was just like the intro stuff. But everything's uploaded on YouTube if you ever wanted to have a look. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, so I'm kind of like switching it up with the games now. I'm not only doing Ace Attorney. I'm going to play a majority of things. I'm going to play a variety of things on this Twitch channel, but I just wanted to start with Ace Attorney because I love the series. That's the defense's position.
Wait, let me see that. This is fake.
Oh no.
What in Sam Hill? Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary. Why do you have this?
Phoenix, you're not finding it a bit odd why you have this? Look, he's so confident. I don't want to see him crumble. I don't want to see it. Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page in Magnifique's diary.
Quite remarkable.
Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney? The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means the victim was still alive after Zack Gramarye left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valent Gramarye. No! No! I could have done not the best nose I've ever done, but oh well. I'm tired. What do you want? What do you want from me? No one does, but like his namesake, he'll rise from the ashes. Like a phoenix, he'll rise from the ashes. Rise from the ashes. That's the name of a case as well.
The handwriting too matches that on the other pages. This is without a doubt a genuine article.
Oh no. Oh no. A 7-year rise from the ashes, but it took him 7 years, but he'll rise.
Order! But wait, that is impossible. That old man could haven't written that.
Uh-oh. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Herr Judge?
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
Oh no, I'm scared. Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness.
But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses.
I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor.
Well, if you put it that way, if you promise, then absolutely I have to agree. Mr. Wright, what's your take on this?
Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway. So it might as well be sooner.
Then, though this is highly irregular, we will put this current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring the surprise witness to the courtroom.
Right, who is it going to be? I had a bad feeling just then. Oh no! That ripped out page was too obvious. He must have known. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. Oh. Yep, it's him.
Holding trial with no audience is the first. Even for me, Prosecutor Gavin.
In the meantime, he'll be raising your daughter, playing poker, attempting to play piano, but failing miserable, gathering evidence, and possibly becoming a wino. Okay. True. And doesn't he... I think there's like a bit of dialogue in Dual Destinies or something with him and Edgeworth, like they go off to Europe or something together to study. I'm not sure. Something like that. I beg the court's understanding, but I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it best to contain the information to this room.
Very well, and you are the witness, I gather.
Oh, right, I don't know what voice to do. Oh, seriously. Oh, look! I asked you know everything. You amaze me constantly with your memory. Right, I don't know what voice to do for him. I don't want to just do a stereotypical old man voice, but I probably will.
Yes, sir.
State your name and occupation for the record.
My name's Drew Meacham. I'm a painter. A painter? And you are somehow related to this case? No, well, not per se.
I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Meacham, was it? Do you know what this is?
Oh, yeah, I know it well.
How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? And even Athena was doubting that was actually grape juice. No, I love Phoenix. He's not a wino. I don't think of that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I made it.
What? You made it?
Yes. You might call it one of my works.
The prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Gremory.
Illegal evidence?
I initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large, Drew Meacham has another side, you may say. He's skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words. Forgeries?
Well, so we have to understand that this page here is
a fake, prepared by a certain defense attorney.
Objection!
Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence.
Objection!
The attorney speaks. Even if he came out of it. Yeah. Something about this page, I presume, but what is it saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix, right? Oh my god.
Witness, Mr. Meacham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client?
That, I don't know. What? Most of my clients oh god, what was his voice again?
Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That's the extent of my contact with them.
Objection!
That's the voice we're gonna go with. But there's no proof this is a fake.
It's the fake.
Huh?
To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works.
And he was functional in any case. He was, and he's always functional. Danny Phoenix.
I can say without a doubt this is mine.
Just casually destroying a man's career.
Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence in this court, my court. How dare you do this in front of me?
It was careless of me. That's all I can say.
Oh boy. Here.
What's this?
I don't know, I just got it over there in hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important.
It was all a trap, a fatal trap.
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
you have an explanation for yourself.
If I did, would the court hear it?
Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime, and presenting it in court a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney.
Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty one!
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. I understand that presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime, but you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual.
I am sorry, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted it to, Ja. I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself. Sorry, I missed your comment. Another thing that makes me doubt it's grape juice is he had to hide it from the hospital by pretending it's sparkling water. Did he? Was that in this game? Yeah, that's true, but did that happen? I didn't know he did that.
I see no need for further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed. Dismissed.
Dishmish. Mr. Attorney. Yes, you prick. Phoenix, like, I'm surprised you're not angry. Yes, in case 2 when he was in. Oh, really?
Could I ask your name?
Phoenix Wright.
Mr. Wright. I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright.
Alright then.
Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, the trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must...
Ah, Your Honor. A lot of hospitals will even have... Yeah, true.
Yes, Mr. Zack?
There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It is impossible.
I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you.
Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when your defendant does not exist?
Doesn't exist? What are you talking about?
I am talking about this. Mr. Enigma! The defendant's escaped. Find him quick!
Hey, close all exits from this building. On the double, he must not be allowed to escape.
That day in that courtroom, a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shady Enigma, aka Zack Gramarye, did not just escape from court, he literally unbelievably vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again, not since that day.
This is the Gramarye miracle. Ha 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 ha.
No verdict was declared. After all, the defendant didn't exist. That's how it happened. The trial of magician Zack Gramarye vanished, along with him for all eternity. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however. Solved, but not until 7 years later. Oh. I was like, what are you talking about? To be continued? Okay. This is a good point, I think, to stop the stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much, Ice, for sticking with me and stopping by for a chat. I love talking to you. It's been great. And yeah.